Funny+Cultivation+Non mainstream+Connotation. In order to avoid failing the college final exam, Wang Xiaoming suddenly sat by the bedside of the dormitory while reviewing his homework overnight. S's soul unexpectedly traveled to the world in the novel, becoming the canon fodder villain in the cultivation world. He also obtained a system that can make him stronger by sleeping. He thought that with the system, Wang Xiaoming could cross the sky, but to his surprise, he was not the only one in this world. Is this foolish old man cheating? I have a system, but I can't compete with him. Chapter 1. Clear college students. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding, premise reminder, this book leans towards a humorous style, and there will be a bit of content in the book, but not much. On the Zhuan peak of Qinglong Mountain, a man in black with short hair is skillfully wielding a set of Canglong clapping cloud palms. As the sun gradually set, the man's palm technique also came to an end. As the man's palm technique came to an end, Morong Fushue stretched lazily and woke up from the nearby seat, speaking. I'm talking about Lao Si. You've been practicing cloud pi palm for 6 years. Can you ask your master to teach you a new set of techniques? The man in black shook his head and said. Lao Lu. I'm not as smart and talented as you are. This set of dragon cloud pairing palm has only been considered a way to enter the realm of Mahayana until now. If you want to truly practice it, it will probably take another 10 years. Ah, you're too humble, fourth brother. Morong Fushue swayed and said, if you only consider this set of cloud-dispelling palms within the same realm, no one is your opponent. The man in black touched his hair and said, Lao Lu, don't make fun of me. The conditions are so strict, I'm afraid there won't be many people in this world. Morong Fushue couldn't help but laugh when he saw that the cheap fourth senior brother had opened his mind. Morong Fushue half-jokingly said, even if a tiger is powerful in the jungle, it is better than a duck in the sea. The same is true for martial arts. There is no omnipotent martial arts in this world. Even if you can specialize in one set of martial arts, you must be proficient in other martial arts. After listening to Morong Fushue's words, fourth senior brother seemed to have some thoughts at this moment. The voice of Yang Yunfan, the eighth junior sister, came from afar. Sixth senior brother, master is looking for you. Okay, I got it. Upon hearing the voice of the eighth junior sister, Morong Fushue patted Lao Si's shoulder and looked at the young man with dark skin with some depth. Alas, if you have a plan, just go ahead and don't leave any regrets for yourself. Immediately, Morong Fushue set up his own red sky sword and charged out. Looking away at Morong Fushue, the fourth senior brother clearly did not understand the meaning behind it. He thought he was teaching him how to cultivate immortality and learn from the strengths of others. Ah, senior six's family finally climbed up. You need to go back and give them a ride, Yang Yunfan complained coquettishly. You need to go back, yourself. The distant voice gradually drifted away, and no one could hear what was said afterwards. On the mountaintop, only the eighth senior sister and the fourth senior sister remained, one of whom looked puzzled and seemed somewhat confused. A determined and angry person seemed to have made some kind of decision. In just the blink of an eye, Morong Fushue arrived at a small temple at the foot of Qinglong Mountain. Let's brush the snow in. As soon as Morong Fushue stood firm, before he could speak, his master invited him in first. Morong Fushue entered the quaint small temple, where an old man sat on a green octagonal bun. This old man was George, the second-generation leader of the Qinglong Mountain Qingshu sect. Here comes the snow. George smiled and pointed to the nearby futon, saying, sit down quickly. After thanking the master, Morong Fushue sat on the cattail. Fushue. As the smartest disciple among the younger generation of my Qingshu sect, guess why I came to see you as my teacher? George said kindly. For the survival of our sect, Morong Fushue said without hesitation. George stroked his beard and praised with a smile, indeed, I am the first arrogant person of the Qinglong Mountain Qingshu sect in nearly hundreds of years. I am indeed very intelligent. Murong Fushue stretched lazily and said, Master, you don't have to praise me. Remember, there are people outside of us, and there are heavens outside of us. Although I am excellent, there are many people in the cultivation world who are more talented than me. George's smile was even brighter, and his old face was covered in wrinkles. George sighed and said, My good disciple, you really surprise me everywhere. I saw that you were a single wooden heavenly spiritual root back then, which is why I deceived you into my sect. I thought you would make a remarkable achievement with this talent. Unexpectedly, after 5 years of entry, I only had 3 layers of gas refining. Just when even I was planning to give up on you, I didn't expect that you had only spent a year in the later stage of building the foundation. This is really a blessing from heaven to keep me clear. Murong Fushue smiled and remembered her own background originally. Murong Fushue was not the true name of the young man in front of him. The young man in front of him was originally named Wang Xiaoming. He is an ordinary senior student from a third-rate university on Blue Star. Wang Xiaoming stayed up late on the last night of submitting his thesis due to his lack of interest in it. When he sent his thesis to the teacher, he felt a sense of emptiness in his body and came into this world. Wang Xiaoming came to this world 6 years ago. At that time, he had just joined the Qinglong Mountain Qingshu sect due to the talent of the wooden heavenly spiritual root. I thought I could become a pure and arrogant heavenly pride with the demon talent of the heavenly spirit root, but who would have thought that after practicing for a year, I still had the 3rd level of qi refining. Just as Wang Xiaoming was about to give up and run away, the heavenly way appeared and told him the whole story. Through the introduction of Tian Dao, Wang Xiaoming finally understood that the world he was in was a novel world that had been eunuched by a certain novel writer named Tomato. That novel Wang Xiaoming has also heard of in his past life. It's so terrible that few people seem to have read it. And the original owner of his own body is a small villain in the early and middle stages of this world. In order to win the favor of his fiancée A.E., he intercepted the male protagonist and was ultimately killed. However, his fiancée A.E. became one of the male protagonist's harems without any accidents. Wang Xiaoming originally thought that as long as he lived in this world and avoided meeting the male lead as much as possible, he could avoid the risk of death. Unexpectedly, due to the novel being eunuchs, the evolution of this world was incomplete, resulting in many bugs in this world. So Tian Dao specially sent a clear and pure college student to fix the bugs that exist in this world. As for the specific bug, the heavenly Dao said with a fanatical expression, no clouds, no clouds. However, the system told him that his original body was not dead, he was just too tired and fell asleep. After he completed the task, he could return to his original world, and he could also receive 6 additional credits. Damn it, it's all done, Wang Xiaoming said with chicken blood. As a waste college student, Wang Xiaoming's credits were already insufficient, so he added 6 credits at once. This is really a big drop in his conscience. Unfortunately, human calculation is not as good as natural calculation. Stealing and playing tricks is a common practice among college students who are considered to be useless, even though they have been studying for 3 years like chicken blood. Unfortunately, his state of mind never settled, which led to Wang Xiaoming staying put on the path of cultivating immortality. Finally, the heavenly way couldn't bear to watch anymore. On the premise of not violating the rules of the heavenly way, we found a third-rate system for him. And I found him a red sky sword for self-defense. There's no way, the person you choose has to leave even in tears. Who makes college students cheap? Wang Xiaoming was initially happy when he heard that Tian Dao had found a system for him, but when he bound this sleep can become stronger system, Wang Xiaoming was dumbfounded. What? This system of TM is simply the weakest system among all the novels that Wang Xiaoming has read in his past life. Chapter 2. The most chicken rib system in history. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Generally speaking, a qualified system will at least issue tasks to the host, or have the system sign in or clock in. But Murong Fushue's broken system lacks all of these functions. because this garbage system can't even speak. As a seasoned veteran reader, Morong Fushue does not require the system that Tiandao has found for him. What kind of little loli or miss will it become, but at the very least, a mechanical sound is enough, right? That's good, the garbage system can't even speak. It's okay if you can't speak, at least leave a user manual. As a result, Tiandao told him, no clouds, no clouds. Okay, I don't know anything. But at least through the name, sleep can strengthen the system, it is known that it is used for sleeping. Then give it a try. As a result, Morong Fushue slept for a while and felt that she had indeed become so powerful with just a strand of hair. After repeated experiments by Morong Fushue, she found out that 1 hour of sleep is equivalent to 1 hour of meditation and cultivation. Okay. Practicing diligently is indeed too tiring. It's better to sleep comfortably, and it's not a loss. So go to sleep. From then on, Morong Fushue started to sleep, grabbing the air and feeling empty, until today Morong Fushue finished thinking about these things. His master George was still talking on the side about the difficulty of teaching the Qinglong Mountain Qingshu lineage. But how to say it, the Qinglong Mountain Qingshu sect has only had 2 generations of leaders until now. Apart from George's master, he is George. I really don't know how George talks about so many things. Morong Fushue could hear the cocoon of these things. Every time the master said it was not easy to establish a sect, he must have asked his disciples for help. Morong Fushue stretched lazily and said casually, Master, just tell me. What's going on this time? George slowly spoke up and said, My disciple. In a few days, there will be a big competition between the northern region sections. Before George could finish speaking, he saw Morong Fushue helplessly say. Master, there are 7 or 8 Guangda sects in the northern regions. It's difficult for us, just a qualified small sect, to establish a reputation. George continued, My disciple, I don't want you to make a name for yourself. I just hope that you can bring something back from this big competition. Bring back something. Morong Fushue was somewhat surprised. That's right, George said seriously, this thing is related to the survival of our sect. This secret must be passed down by the leader. Upon hearing these words, Morong Fushue felt unhappy and said, Master, I don't. I know what you're going to say. George lowered Morong Fushue's voice and said, Just be the leader. Don't be so beautiful, I just want you to take the things over. Still thinking of plotting to seize the throne. It's early. Speaking, George even kicked Morong Fushue with his cloth shoes. Morong Fushue didn't care much about these things either, swaying on the cattail as if about to fall asleep. George kicked Morong Fushue, feeling very happy in his heart, continuing, The thing I asked you to take is a sword scabbard. What's the use of a sword scabbard? Morong Fushue said. George asked Morong Fushue to approach and pointed his hand at the center of Morong Fushue's eyebrows. A wave of consciousness entered Morong Fushue's mind. I see. Morong Fushue suddenly realized. I bowed to my master and said, Master, this matter concerns the safety of the 3 realms. I will do my best. George's face was full of joy and he said, Okay, it's snowy. The journey is far away. This time, you and a few senior brothers will go to the beast garden to find some mounts for transportation. Thank you, Master. Morong Fushue's face was full of excitement. Every time he goes out, he sees his master's bloodthirsty wolf very powerful. This time, I can finally have my own mount. Morong Fushue wielded his sword and happily returned to the mountain. 4th and 8th junior sisters, let's go and choose a mount. Morong Fushue returned to Zuan Peak and shouted loudly. LV Jingxin and Yang Yunfan had nothing to say, so they followed Morong Fushue to choose their mounts. In this world, only experts in the period of transforming into gods can truly walk through the air. During the period of deification, it is not common for cultivators to be able to fly freely. As a sword cultivator, Morong Fushue's sword flying is a compulsory course. so as soon as Morong Fushua entered the foundation construction period, he became a coveted treasure of the Qinglong sect. Morong brushed the snow, while LV Jingxin and Yang Yunfan squeezed a sword and flew towards the animal park, swaying and swaying. There were constant bumps along the way, especially the 8th junior sister who occasionally rubbed against Morong Fushua's body. Yang Yunfan rubbed against Morong Fushua's body, but it startled Morong Fushua into a cold sweat. Why did you break out in a cold sweat? That's because this woman is not something he can touch. Although Morong Fushua has not read this novel by the eunuch, he has also been introduced by Tiandao and his friends in his past life. The novel world he is in is a stallion written by a stinky loser. Whether it's a young adult girl or tens of thousands of old demons, any beautiful woman with a slight beauty is in the male lead's bag. Even the final boss was defeated by the protagonist like that. Damn it, what kind of mentality did this loser author hold when writing this novel? A girl like 8th junior sister, who is charming and talented in cultivation, must be in the male lead's pool. How dare he move? Amitabha Buddha, color is emptiness, color is emptiness. Morong Fushua kept muttering. As expected, they collided head-on with the 9th junior sister, Lu Ruhui, who was flying in the wind. The four of them fell from the air to the ground, but fortunately, the flying altitude was low, and even the lowest level 9th junior sister had the cultivation in the later stage of qi refining. So everyone's clothes are just a bit dirty. Oh my, senior brother, the person you bumped into can't walk anymore, Lu Ruhui said coquettishly. Mad, what I'm really afraid of is getting worse, Morong Fushua thought to herself. Morong Fushua felt like a mirror in his heart, and this 9th junior sister was not something he could touch. Morong Fushua is not a fool, for some reason, when he thought of the names of Yang Yunfei and Lu Ruhui. I just thought of the stories of Wei Xiaobao, Fang Yi, and Mu Jianpain in The Deer and the Cauldron. However, in this story, he is not Wei Xiaobao, but Lu Yizhou. And the symbolism of Yang versus Lu is very obvious. Even if Morong Fushua has not read that garbage novel, he can guess that the author wants to play Flying Together. And Morong Fushua's soul is a young college student who was born under the red flag and grew up in the spring breeze. College students, those are people who have not yet been polluted by the big dying vats of society. How can we accept such a thing? Beasts, Morong Fushua muttered. But just this grumbling was heard by Lu Ruhui. What? 6th senior brother, you dare to scold me. Whispering, I want to tell master to go. After all, junior sister Jiu is still a child of 12 or 13 years old. In his world, she probably just graduated from elementary school. Alright, don't cry, Morong Fushua comforted her while wiping her tears. As a result, junior sister Jiu cried even harder. Little junior sister, don't cry. 6 senior brothers didn't mention you just now. Senior brothers are taking us to choose mounts today and asking if we want spirit birds or spirit beasts. That's why they said, beasts. 8th junior sister Yang Yunfan explained. I don't believe it, your words are not true. Now Lu Ruhui's commotion became even more fierce. I really didn't lie to you this time. If you don't believe me, ask 4th senior brother. Yang Yunfan pointed at LV Jingxin and said. Is it like this? 9th junior sister asked. LV Jingxin looked at Yang Yunfan, but dared not look at him. Finally, I pulled out a few words from my throat. Well, yes. Anyone near Qinglong Mountain or even in the northern regions knows that LV Jingxin never lies. His words surprisingly convinced Lu Ruhui. This also surprised Morong Fushua, as it turned out that Old C's impartiality was also a double standard. Chapter 3. Who was the first to realize the great dream? I knew it all my life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If there are books, they are long, if there are no books, they are short. After coaxing the young junior sister, Morong Fushue led LV Jingxin and Yang Yunfan, and the ninth junior sister Lu Ruhui rode the wind. A group of 4 flew to the animal park. The 4 of them are really happy from the bottom of their hearts. The position of a mount in this world is like the position of a car in real life. A suitable mount for oneself is the dream of many cultivators. But when everyone clicked open the door and looked at it, they were dumbfounded. Don't even think about spirit birds or spirit beasts. Everything was arranged by the master long ago. Originally, in the beast garden of the Qinglong sect, apart from a bloodthirsty demon wolf that can still be described, there is only a group of low-level sheep as mounts left. Murong Fushue knew with her feet that these few sheep were caught by the master's wolf as a facade. I'll just say it, no wonder master never lets us get close to the beast garden. It turns out he's afraid of us discovering the fact that our sect is poor. Thank you, master. He praises the sect every day about how powerful it is. Murong blows snow roast. In fact, Murong Fushue guessed wrong. Usually, there is not a single mount in the beast garden, and all the mounts are taken over temporarily to make up for it. All other mounts need to be domesticated, and this kind of spirit sheep has a gentle nature, saving a lot of costs. Hey, just a sheep. At least it's better than nothing, Murong Fushue comforted herself. Yang Yunfan and Lu Ruhui also have the same mentality as Murong Fushue. The sheep are like sheep, big and small are also considered a mount. Only LV Jingxin, who was deceived and crippled by George's old master, carefully selected his mount there. LV Jingxin recited the introduction of a sheep wearing a bell and said, Xianjiang, although a yellow-level spirit beast, can rival most Xian-level spirit beasts in speed, and can travel thousands of miles per day. Moreover, this mount is particularly intelligent. Immediately after, LV Jingxin came to the side of another sheep wearing a saliva scarf and read the introduction. Lazy sheep, yellow-ranked spirit beast, can travel thousands of miles a day under normal circumstances, loves to eat and sleep. Then LV Jingxin specially greeted Murong Fushue. Lao Lu, this lazy lamb likes to sleep just like you do. In Murong Fushue's heart, 10,000 grass mud horses were galloping. Why is he just like a lazy sheep? Lazy sheep, this lazy guy who likes to eat and work, he is the smart and hard-working person he hates the most. Of course, there is also the naming convention for happy sheep, lazy sheep. Why is it so weird? I really don't know which tendon George got wrong. Oh, by the way, George seems to be a pig too, so it's okay. Murong Fushue shook her head helplessly. He just thought his master could come up with such a strange name, he was a hidden traveler. Now looking at the master's name again, my goodness, it must be the author's bad taste. It must be due to the author's limited writing style and inability to come up with any good and domineering names, so they deliberately chose a few random names. These things are often mentioned in the novels he reads, such as the names of Zhang San, Li San, and Wang San, who can hastily become the main characters. In this comparison, the author is still full of good. My conscience is nothing, it's because he broke the watch and dragged himself in. Lao Lu, do you want this lazy lamb? I think he has a good relationship with you, said LV Jingxin. Murong Fushue shook his head. He knew what kind of sheep the lazy sheep was, and if his mount fell off the chain while running away, it would be over. I don't want lazy sheep. Then Murong Fushue pointed to the narrator's boiling sheep and countered, did you see the introduction of boiling sheep's narrator? You're teasing me to death, old C, don't learn it. LV Jingxin looked at the introduction of boiling sheep, but didn't say anything. Murong Fushue didn't say anything more and saw the beautiful sheep next to the boiling sheep. Murong Fushue suddenly had a strange idea. The topic of whether Meiyang Yang is a man or a woman online can be said to be a topic of endless debate. This beautiful sheep also has pink horns, after all. Murong Fushue developed a strong curiosity and wanted to explore the truth. Result: Pa suddenly kicked away by the hind legs of the beautiful sheep. Then, he said, everything is based on official standards. Are you okay, Lao Lu? LV Jingxin shouted from the side. 8th and 9th junior sisters also supported Murong Fushue from left to right. Murong Fushue was kicked to the ground and slowly stood up, indicating that he had reached the late stage of foundation construction. If an ordinary cultivator were to suffer such a blow, the rib must be broken. Murong Fushue's anger rose from his heart, and evil grew towards his gallbladder. Damn it, you dare to kick me. I've figured it out, I want to choose Pleasant Goat. 8th junior sister immediately complimented, senior brother is so impressive. He immediately picked the fastest mount to run. No, I choose today to make happy sheep into roasted whole lamb. Murong Fushue added. In no time, everyone selected their own mounts. LV Jingxin felt that he had a strong connection with the lazy sheep and chose the lazy sheep. Yang Yunfan, the 8th junior sister, selected Princess Antelope, and the 9th junior sister Lu Ruhue chose Hua Yang Yang. As a traveler, Murong Fushue naturally had to take the ordinary path. He looked through the flock and squinted his eyes when he saw the word Shan. That's right, he chose Shan the lamb. As for the Pleasant Goat, of course it was killed and taken away. What would you say if Master asks? Of course, it can be said that he was bitten to death by a demon wolf, it's very simple. So that night, the 3 senior brothers and sisters opened the roasted whole lamb. If you ask why there are 3 people, of course, LV Jingxin didn't come. He is such an upright person, it would be good not to expose Murong Fushue, and he still wants to join the same group. Moreover, it is estimated that this 4th person is not in a good mood today. Murong Fushue's decision to leave him alone is actually a relief. After all, everyone has failed before, just a few more failures can accept it, and we still need to practice. Murong Fushue had a fleeting thought about the matter of Lao Si, and his main task now was to show off his lamb. A Pleasant Goat, Murong Fushue alone flaunted 1/3 of it. 8th and 9th junior sisters flaunted 1/3 together, and the remaining 1/3 and bones were given as mounts to the master, the bloodthirsty wolf. In this way, even if the master investigates, there will still be an additional person, not a beast that can withstand pressure. After finishing his meal, Murong Fushue began his life of lying dead again. After all, I just finished eating the sheep, so of course I need to have a good night's sleep. Since the Pleasant Goat was eaten, the beautiful goat was lost in tea and rice, and eventually lost weight and died. Afterwards, along with the boiling goat, they also died of sadness. Let's not mention it. Simply put, Murong Fushue slept for 3 days after that. 3 days later, it was the day when everyone set off for the northern region Big Bai. At this moment, Murong Fushue had already woken up. Murong Fushue had rich sleeping experience. Although he was lying down, he had already felt the popularity of the 4th, 8th, and 9th junior sisters. He cannot simply pretend to be one. Murong brushed the snow and stretched lazily before muttering, who would have thought of a big dream first? I knew it all my life. Open your eyes and take a look, holy crap, Master is right in front of me. Master George picked up the soles of his shoes and chased him up to greet him. Demeng, who had the foresight? Pa, ah. I knew it in my life, right? Pa, ah. Reciting poetry, right? Pa, ah. Eat my sheep, right? Pa, ah. Murong Fushue suffered several severe beatings before being let go by her master. The master also revoked his identity as the leader of the team, because second senior brother has returned. Chapter 4. Dreaming Arhat Reincarnation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Second senior brother, is Wang Dian. Murong Fushue recalled this familiar and unfamiliar name. Although he had not read this eunuch's novel in his past life, he had a mentally disabled roommate who enjoyed watching this kind of sand sculpture plot. He always tells him stories from novels, so he knows something to some extent. What impressed him most was that his fiancée A.E. had already been the protagonist before marrying him, and then that fiancée A.E. actually fell in love with the male lead, drugged me on the night of her wedding, and castrated herself. Okay, Wang Xiaoming, right. Because this plot is similar to the story of Mr. Jin Yong, he remembered it. And another person who left a deep impression was the ugly second senior brother Wang Dian in front of me. Wang Diangan in front of him should not have been called second senior brother, or should have been called second senior sister. If Murong Fushue remembers well, second senior sister Wang Dian came for the secret of Qinglong Mountain. Murong Fushue thought again that if his master didn't allow him to lead the team, he must have told the secret to his second senior brother. It's over, the task of saving the three realms has become much more difficult. Forget it, let's mess it up. Murong Fushue thought to herself. Just then Wang Dian said to Murong Fushue, "Sixth junior brother, let's set off, we'll just miss you." Okay, Murong Fushue replied. Say goodbye to the master. The two senior brothers walked side by side. Wang Dian whispered in Murong Fushue's ear, "Junior brother, master has already told me everything. Don't worry, I will try my best to help you complete the task." Murong Fushue stretched lazily and took 2 quick steps, pulling Wang Dian behind and saying. "Senior brother, your strength is low. It's up to you to handle this matter. I'll go get some sleep on my mount first." Speaking, Murong Fushue sat on the back of the little lamb Shan, and then began to wander aimlessly. So, the second senior brother Wang Dian, the fourth senior brother Lv Jingxin Murong Fushue, the eighth junior sister Yang Yunfan, and the youngest junior sister Lu Ruhue rode 5 sheep and left Qinglong Mountain. On the way to Beiyu Dabi, wow. Even senior brother 6 can fall asleep while sitting, he's so amazing, shouted junior sister 9. He's still so handsome even when he's asleep, 8th junior sister thought to herself, with a shallow curve on her face. Second senior brother Wang Dian has become a bit impatient. It's difficult to extract the master's secret from Murong Fushue, who doesn't take in any oil or salt. Wang Dian remembers when Murong Fushue was still a little useless person, he and Lao Si treated him the best. Is he exposed? Wang Dian thought this way, and the already ugly mask on her face became a bit ferocious. Lv Jingxin saw Wang Dian's displeased expression and patted the sheep to persuade him. "Senior brother, don't be angry. A year ago, my junior brother and I went to the fortune teller's place to do a divination. It said that younger martial brother is the reincarnation of Arhat in the sky. When others sleep, it is rest. When he sleeps, it is cultivation." Wang Dian's face showed an incredulous expression. The message she wants to convey is: you are a cultivator who even believes in these tricks of deceiving ordinary people. But obviously, Lv Jingxin didn't understand this meaning and continued, "Senior brother, don't believe it. At first, I thought that the old immortal was talking nonsense, but what happened to you later? No matter how hard my junior brother tried to cultivate, his level never rose. But over the past year, junior brother has been sleeping and daydreaming, and his realm has already surpassed mine in recent years. Wang Dian has rarely returned to the sect due to the mission of the sect, but she did know that 6th junior brother used to be a useless person, and in just 1 year, he grew up to the later stage of foundation construction. Did he really dream that Arhat was reincarnated?" Wang Dian harbored resentment in her heart, which made her a bit incredulous. After a second thought, if younger martial brother is really Arhat reincarnated and captured his Yuanyang, can I come back to life without that secret? Upon this thought, Wang Dian instantly felt that his junior brother was indeed a bit handsome. Lv Jingxin naturally couldn't understand what second senior brother was thinking that he had helped 6th senior brother break free, so he retreated back. 5 people and 5 riders traveled all the way to sunset on the western mountain. 5 people found an inn to stay at. "Senior brother, let's prepare a few rooms," Yang Yunfan said. "Cut, are you a pig's brain? Of course it's 1 person, 1 room," said Lu Ruhue. Yang Yunfan didn't answer and stood silently on the side. Master told us to be frugal outside, and besides, the silver we carry is not very sufficient. LV Jingxin retorted. Lu Ruhui was a bit unhappy and turned to ask Senior Brother 6, Senior Brother 6, what do you think? I don't care, as long as I can sleep, Morong Fushue said nonchalantly. What do you think, second Senior Brother? Lu Ruhui turned her head and asked Wang Jian. Wang Dianlu pondered and said, I think so, let's have 3 rooms. Junior sister and 8th junior sister are in the same room. If I were in the same room with my 2 junior brothers, it would be too crowded. How about I have a room with junior brother 6 and a separate room with junior brother 4? No, the elderly are respected. How can I sleep alone in a room? LV Jingxin declined. No, I came up with this idea. How can I stay alone? What if someone says I'm using my power for personal gain? Wang Jian said. Just when the 2 of them are mutually humble. Junior sister, Lu Ruhui is not doing it anymore. No, I don't want to be in the same room as that S-Fox spirit. Little junior sister, stop talking. Wang Jian is also a woman, and he understands the harm of this sentence to a girl the most. Lu Ruhui is indeed a bit reckless. Just as everyone was in a difficult situation, LV Jingxin said. Let me see. 3 rooms, 2 senior brothers and 1 senior sister, and 1 junior sister and 8 junior sisters each. How about this? 4th, what about you? Murong Fushue asked. LV Jingxin smiled at the crowd and said, it's okay. I saw a dilapidated temple on the road just now. I'll just stay there. 4th, I think it's better for you to sleep with 2nd senior brother. I'll go to the ruined temple and make do with it for the night, Murong Fushue said. LV Jingxin said, hey, I think I should go. You've been here and slept all the way, how could you know where the ruined temple is? And I'll take you there. The ruined temple is in the suburbs, and once we go, it's too late. It's troublesome, and besides, everyone is tired and needs rest. The most Murong Fushue saw that LV Jingxin's words were clear and reasonable, so he didn't insist anymore. As for where the ruined temple is, the other 3 people don't care either. Wang Jian only needs to achieve the goal of staying in the same room with Murong Fushue. Whether he is Arhat reincarnated or not, today we will first explore his background. She doesn't care about anything else. As long as Lu Ruhui is not with Yang Yunfan, she doesn't care about anything else. As for Yang Yunfan, she didn't notice the scenery along the way, and she didn't know if there was a temple. Lu Jingxin bid farewell to everyone and went to find another place. Wang Jian asked the waiter for 3 lower-class rooms. Lu Ruhui happily occupied a bed. Yang Yunfan, expressionless, also walked into a room. Wang Jian and Murong Fushue walked into the 3rd room. In the 3rd room, Wang Jian took off her mask, revealing her stunning face, and turned her head to take a look. Murong Fushue has actually fallen asleep. This has made Wang Jian very angry. I've been brewing for a while, but you actually fell asleep. Speaking, he even kicked Murong Fushue twice. No, it's not an opportunity to lose, it won't happen again. Today, I'm going to explore your bottom. Speaking, Wang Jian wanted to have a domineering and forceful archer. Chapter 5. 2 Impossible Guys. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 6. Aquatic Bodyguard Curse. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 7. Divine Hanging Red Sky Sword. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 8. Chen Family Village Demon Elimination. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De Co Lois Ara Trong Quatrin Lay Text. Chapter 9. Iron Pillar and Yu. You are listening at novel full. Audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 10. Demon Subduing Heroes. You are listening at novel full. Audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text.